This is like my 17th time starting this. A lot of things have happened. Most of them are just my own doing and fault. Hello, Celestial Mystery Goers. This is me. It's Brandon from Celestial Mystery Hour. You're on our YouTube channel. We do a podcast. We do some streams of crappy games. We have a Patreon where we do like Mystery Hour, where you can kind of watch along when we look like research subjects. So this will be like our first. I did a review kind of on the Shure MV7, more so like the plosives test. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. I didn't use those words. That's from Podcast Age. The dude's awesome podcast, and mic reviewer. But I did review some of the pop filters in this new one I bought for it. I've been streaming with the MV7 for a while. This is a review / a comparison or versus of the Presonus Revelator. It's their newest USB microphone. It comes with Studio One, which is like a audio program, supposedly $100. It comes with the an included stand. I took mine off and put the connector and then put it on one of my own stands because I don't like desktop stands. I'm not a big fan of them. I touch the desk too much. I move around too much. And this is kind of, this is more going to be closer to like a Blue Yeti in terms of the vocal range and like how it records. It's not going to be as direct as the Shure MV7. Like, you kind of need to be pretty close. But as you can tell, I am 1, 2, 2.5 to 3, really rough, 2.5 to 3 Mystery Machine diecast toys away from the microphone. And this is kind of how comfortably I would probably sit and play a game. And I'm just really testing this to hear how it sounds. Oh, I don't want that. I want to type out. I'm going to type out some stuff. What is this beeping? That's what it sounds like if I was playing League of Legends, playing Zed or something. But I've been feeding the entire time and then trying to just do something to make myself feel better. I just got this today. I've been playing around with it. I had an issue getting the universal control to work. I will say it does come with like outside of Studio One, it comes with an onboard little. You can look at your mic gain. You can change the volume of stuff, the output. You can change the volume of what's in your head. A lot of it is controllable on the microphone. You don't have to load up the program. I was having issues with it picking up legitimately every noise in my basement. This is not like the best podcasting room, or it's not treated at all. It's just walls. And now we do record the podcast on like the Seisenhower's E835, the Shure MV. Shure M58 or whatever, the handheld, the dynamic vocal microphone. Michael uses that, so we don't really record with these. I play around with this stuff. Like, I've been using this one, the Shure MV7, because it's the most recent one and it's Shure, so we bought it. And this is not a paid video. I spent my cold hard money. I paid the overnight priority shipping that then took this 4 days to get here. Presonus. 4 days? Well, really, it's Sweetwater. Presonus had nothing to do with it, honestly. So that's cool. It's like Voicemeeter Banana, but it's included, so you can mix around. You can have like audio coming in, what you're directing towards the Discord, to Skype, whatever you're using, having what you hear, what they hear. It is neat. I haven't played around with it too much. It took me forever to set up Voicemeeter, honestly, because it's like a little confusing. It doesn't seem as confusing, but I don't know if I'm really going to use it for that, because I already have Voicemeeter set up for everything, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything crazy with this. So this is a $180 microphone plus shipping if you try to do overnight shipping and then it doesn't come. Be in the time, because I wanted to play around with this all weekend and then make this video today. I didn't get the chance to, so that sucks. So I'm playing around with it now while we're doing something here, and I don't really know how I'm going to set this up or how I'm going to do it, because it's a USB microphone, so I'm going to have to unplug and plug, the Shure MV7, record some stuff, edit this all together. This will be the most effort I've ever put into legitimately any of our videos that are like a reviewing. But I will say, with that is on it, there is a monitor button and you hold for gain to change the gain of the mic. There's a knob for the volume, so you can change the volume of, you know, what the feedback, the feedback to your headphones are. There is a preset button. There are 4 presets on this. I am on the broadcasting voice as the Sweetwater representative when he did his video showcasing. It's actually called the female voice. I'm going to show you all 4 of them real quick. So you will hear that this, and I've been playing around. This microphone is very sensitive. You touch anything, you're going to hear it. You know, it, like, even just the cords moving. I do not like that. I mean, the Shure MV7 has the same problem. It just has, you know, it just picks up stuff super easily. But the preset, we're on the female voice. We're gonna go to the screamer. Yeah, this is awesome. Real cool. I don't know what you'd use this for, honestly. Maybe if I was making like a compilation of like Call of Duty or something. Slap echo or delay is the next one. I don't like this. Broadcast male. Yours might sound different if you do buy this, because I've messed around with this one. I put my EQ to vintage, and my gate's at low. My compression's at moderate. I think all that's the same. The only thing I really changed was the gate and then the EQ to vintage. They have a lot of other voice stuff. I'm going back to the female voice. You know, my voice has been very feminine, and I feel like this does the best version of capturing it. I don't know why. I like this one the best. This one sounds the most fun to me. The problem I have, 3 things so far, is they really want you to use this included stand. It's got a little hub right here for your cords. When you tap the little converter for the size, it does not. If you have like a thicker, like my microphone has a pretty thick plug-in, it does not want to fit in here. It's too snug to put in that, so I have to use a splitter. So I'm losing audio quality in my eyes, just because it doesn't fit. It doesn't really do a whole lot to me. Like, I'm not angry because I have to use a splitter anyway with the Shure when I have it set up with my speakers and that, because I have the voice meter stuff set up. So it's not a big deal. I would do the same thing. But just testing it out, I really wish it fit. And then the USB, it fits. It's fine. It can still fit either way. It just seems like it's really compact, and they really didn't expect anybody to use this. So they didn't like plan that in mind. And to be fair, it is fine on this. But I touch my desk a lot, and I do not, I don't like it. It is a nice bass. It's heavy. I feel like the heft of the microphone really is on that bass. That's solid. The microphone itself does feel nice. We got this nice metal grill. You know, it feels fine. It is $180. It doesn't feel like crap. Sure, metal feels good too. You know, they both feel really good. Whoa there, Nelly. Now you're out of frame, Nelly. Look what you did. So, I will say, for me personally, like, not me personally, I bought this I've been looking at the Revelator for a while now, the last couple weeks. I've really been trying to find if anybody else did a review of it. Only one other person, it was like Gadget Cage. I listened to theirs. They said they really liked it, so I bought it off their recommendation. And out of the box, I'm not impressed. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it could just be the style of microphone. I don't like microphones that pick up every single sound. That's not my favorite thing in the world. It's not awful, but I had to turn, normally with the Shure, I have to turn my light off because my little overhead lights make a bzzz noise, but you can leave the AC on or a heater and makes the fans making a noise. I had to turn that off because of the hum, and I could not get it to come out of. I couldn't fix it in the little post production to make it where the gate didn't have it pop up. It's just I just turned it off. I mean, our house is fairly warm all the time anyway because our AC doesn't work, so it's not a big deal, especially for just recording this. Now, if I'm streaming, I may not care as much because I will have music playing and the game sound, but just straight audio, it does matter a little bit. I'm trying not to like in the microphone. The problem is this picks up everything. Normally I kind of sip off stream like, but you're gonna hear all of that now. So it's fine. I feel like this is what the Blue Yeti should have been. Blue Yeti is not. I don't like the Blue Yeti, and I've always stood by that. I've never once liked the Blue Yeti. The Blue Snowball was my first YouTube mic when I did stuff, but I've upgraded. I've done a lot more with it now. But I also feel that it doesn't do a good job of telling me how it sounds through the delay, because I think it sounds a lot worse than it does through the delay. It sounds like whatever it sounds like in the actual, my feedback sounds like 3 times as worse as what you're hearing. To you, it might sound good. I've stopped recording and recorded and listened to it, and it sounds fine. But this does not sound very good. But even before the splitter, when I had it connected to the bass, it just, I don't know what it was. I cannot really understand why it sounds the way it does. It's not bad. You kind of get used to how it sounds. And granted, if you're playing with the settings, there's a lot of different things for the voices. Like if I want to turn on distortion, like here I'm on distortion, which is the screamer. There is my favorite one, which is bots. Yeah, I'm a transformer now, yo, transformer. And V code. Some alien. So it's not, that doesn't play a whole part to me. I mean, I guess some streamers like to do stuff where they're like, oh, it's screamer mode, but usually they have a soundboard set up for that, like a radio DJ or a VJ. Come on. It doesn't seem like I need to put that in there. I will say the Studio One, I haven't played around with Studio One because I don't really do that. I use Adobe Audition. I use Sony Vegas to do stuff and edit, so I don't really. It's for audio, and I'll play around with it now that I have it. And the Revelator actual program, let me show it to you real quick. Let's get to this. Let's get to this in there. Window capture, and we'll do the Revelator. And let me make sure you can see it. So this is what the Revelator looks like. The little machine, you'll see like the female voice, the screamer. You can just click on this stuff. You'll switch over to whatever the preset is. You don't have to use the button, which I think is nicer because the button, you'll hear that. You hear that. I don't like, it's, and that's the problem. With buttons, you're going to be able to hear it. Even with this one where you have to like tap to mute, you're going to hear the click. And you may not hear it as bad, but just for me, physical buttons will always do that. So I'm not going to pull off like a points for that. I'm not really going to score this either. I don't really care that much. This is more for me just to make this, and then I would like to hear how they sound. So I'm not going to, it is already having post-process since all the presets are on there. I'm not going to change it any more than it is. My gain is set to neutral. It is at I think it's at 12 o'clock. Yeah. Gain is at 12 o'clock. And the cool thing is if you do hold the monitor for gain, when you change it on this, it should change in the actual program as well. So I'm switching it back to 12 o'clock. Click on that, back to normal monitoring. And then I can turn it up for me to hear myself talking. And then I just turn it down to a good spot where I can kind of hear myself, but I'm not too annoying for my own feedback. And here we are on Shure MV7. This is the MV7. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the onboard thing for the Shure MV7. This is its onboard, downloadable software. It allows you to manually change some of the EQ settings. There's auto level. There's a limiter, not that great. There's compression. I usually have it on light, and that's what I like to stream on. And this is just kind of what I normally go around to. Normally I would stream probably at 26 or 25, but 27 feels good to kind of match the sound of the Revelator. If I do have to make it a little louder in post, I will, to make it kind of even, because we're not trying to see who's louder or not. We're trying to see which one sounds better and which kind of sound you like. And then at the end, they're just two different USB mics. Now, remember, the Shure is $250, and this is the program you get. It's not as robust as the Revelator for sure, and you don't get a whole lot of other stuff with it. So this will be the main part where you can have it open, you can have it not. I have it open a little bit, and I close it. The different EQ is the flat. I use that one the most. Here is high pass. Here is presence boost. And here's high pass and presence boost. Now, I never use these. I usually just stick to the EQ. When I first got this and I was streaming with it, I played around with a lot of the auto levels. So we're going to hop over there. It's going to sound wild. This is the natural tone on near. There's near and far. If you're near, so you're really close to the mic, within like, half a Mystery Machine. Far is to be a couple Mystery Machines back. You can pick up more people. So if you're doing like a group, two people are playing Fall Guys, you can do it that way. It's just you playing Fall Guys. There you go. The other tone is dark. This is the dark tone. You're in like a barrel for some reason. And here is bright, which is a brighter tone as the indication of the name. And it sounds the closest to the EQ that I normally use, the flat. But we're going to switch back over to manual, turn back on the limiter, and put it back to a light compression. This is the one I'm on the most, and this is what it sounds like if you were listening to my streams or VODs on most of these stuff. Now, I do play around with the settings a little bit because I'm spastic and I don't like leaving things the same even though it sounds good. That's just what I do. But we'll go ahead and head back to the Revelator. All right, we're back on the Revelator compared to the Shure MV7. Again, it's a different type of microphone. It's still USB. I do wish this one had the XLR input. To split it up for already being at $180, being cheaper than the Shure, sounding pretty good. Again, this doesn't sound as good as it does on what you're hearing, but that's because it's going to have some post-processing in it. So it's not going to be the most fair comparison, but this is how I would stream with. So I'm not comparing exactly blanket, no EQ, whatever, because I'm gonna compare what I would use in this female broadcast voice EQ setup is what I'm gonna use, and then what you heard on the Shure, the manual EQ flat EQ line, is what I'm gonna use when I stream because that's already what I use. So this is what I like the sound the most of, and that's that's what I'm gonna do. Again, I wish it sounded better here than just out there, but that's okay. Again, different microphone, can't sip on the cola as loud with this one. So if you're a gamer and you like eating while gaming, no, this is not the one for you. I guess we could do some plosives, but you're so far away, you're rarely going to be really close to this. So please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. Yes, if I get really close, please bring pizza pronto. Yeah, we heard some plosives on this because I was speaking into it. Normally I have it a little above me to the side, so I don't have the plosives, but my setup's not as perfect as I'd like it to be. But you got the sound, and I want you to hear kind of an imperfect version because no one's gonna have the perfect setup, Because you got to think about it. This is directed towards people who are on a budget, who don't have a studio, and they need to record easy. So you're not going to always have the perfect setup to record perfectly. So me having some plosives on this, or me having some slurping noises, that's just normal. Yeah. And we're back on the Shure MV7. This is the second time we're here. I got some Cola O's. The good thing about this microphone is that you didn't have to listen to that. And that's kind of like the style that we're used to on the podcast, because if we're like about to cough or something, we go, or on the side, the Revelator picks it up. Everything. And we also I like to breathe. Like we're talking a lot, I'm not breathing a lot, and I go, I gotta let go of this air that I'm just holding. I'm not just breathing in, but this is, just more conversation, more casual conversations. If we had a light back there, you could see our beautiful poster that I bought. I will say to anyone who buys posters, get it with the frame made with it, because this is a custom size, and I bought a custom size poster. That was expensive. Also wasn't customly the right size. It's 29.5 times 29.5, and it's the 30 by 30 30 by 30 frame. Yeah, that was a pain. And I broke the frame glass the day I got it. I'm walking around trying to get it onto it, and I hit a chair, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been waiting for this for a week. Yeah. So, I'd be careful with when you do the poster stuff, whatever you're buying it from. If you want it framed, have the company frame it and send it to you. Just pay the money, bro. Just pay it. Just pay the money. And we're back, and finally back on the Revelator. So that is I just did 2 clips of the Shure, 2 of this, plus the main one. And I kind of want to give my final thoughts, but it's hard to say since I've only had it for today and I've only been playing around with it. I do not think it is the king of the USB. I think in terms of value, this is way better than the Shure. 100%. Down. No way. This sucks compared to this in terms of pricing, because this should not have been $250. This should have been like $200 would have been okay if the app was a little better and it had more options. Like this app really, like the Revelator little window thing with all the different bells and whistles, that really does give you so much extra options if you want that. That's not something I do. I don't really care about messing with it so much. So like the Shure version, that little Motive app, doesn't have a lot. I don't need a lot. I like what little I had. Works for me. If you wanted more though, I feel like we should have got more for the money, 100%. But I don't need more. I like this. This has a lot. I'm not going to use a lot of it. I won't. If I let Scott borrow this, my friend who's on some of the YouTube videos and on some of the podcasts, he might, probably won't, but I might let him test out the Revelator for some music. We might record something here, have him come play some guitar or some acoustic, because I really can't play it. Or whenever Michael gets his guitar, maybe doing that. But I don't know what my final verdict is, in the sense of like, I don't know, like a perfect score. And, the Versus series, even in concept, it's really subjective, because each mic has a specific sound and a specific purpose at these price points and what's inside of them. I was a little harsh at the beginning of the Revelator. I did think I was like, I'm not impressed with it. And I think that's because out of the box, when I plugged in my headphones, I thought I was going to be wowed. I thought I was going to never plug this back in again. The reality of it is I'm probably still going to use the Shure MV7 for a majority of my streams, because that just sounds better to me. The feedback and in the terms of like the audio feedback for what I'm hearing matches what the stream hears a lot better. I like that. This does not sound one-to-one with the preset to what you're going to hear. And that's fine. But that gives me, I like hearing exactly what I'm going to get. There's not a lot of processing that I really put on that. I put a little bit of the limiter, put a little bit of the compression. Compression is moderate on here. Limiter is high. It picks up too much stuff. I wanted to make sure nothing I want to give it the best possible option to succeed. And I do think it succeeds. For $180, this is really good. It stomps all over the Blue Yeti. I mean, Scott has it. I could have him bring it over and we could record with it. But we all know the Blue Yeti sucks, Sorry, I don't like it. I've watched too many videos that crap on it. I've used it. I crap on it. That's just what this is the better version of Blue Yeti. You could get the one with the XLR, or you could just buy this if you still want to use the USB mics and still sound good. And then you get a Voicemeeter banana / potato with it. That is amazing. That's stonking, dude. That's like an amazing deal. But I think my hopes were brought up a little too high with this one. And the Shure MV7 gets a lot of like, oh, it's the king of the USB. Yeah, it sounds the best right now, but it's going to get toppled over. Shure is a ding-dong thinking people are going to really enjoy spending $250 for that. No, I honestly wish I could have spent the same amount of price for this. If I would have gotten this one first and used it more, I probably would not have enjoyed the Shure as much. So I am like, but again, it's two different style of mics. This is direct. It's closer to you. It's really just more intimate sound of like what I'm saying, which you don't get to pick up legitimately everything I'm doing. I'll say Shure MV7. I'll put it as an 8. I wanted to do 7 because it has 7 in it. That would have been funnier, but I think it is all around an 8. What really takes away from this score, I'm really bad at the viewfinder stuff. What really takes away from the Shure MV7 is that it's too expensive. You don't have as many features. the XLR to me doesn't sound as good as the microphone USB version, and that's why it is just my streaming mic. I don't use it for the podcast. I did use it to be on someone's podcast, but they haven't posted it yet. So when it does post up, I'll link everybody to it so you can go see it, because I like what they're doing with it. It's a cool, interesting idea. It's a cool podcast. I really enjoy talking to the guy. And then this, honestly, I would give it a 7. It is good. It's a very good microphone, very good for the price. I do like it when I listen. Every time I listen to a recording after I'm done recording it, it sounds so much better than this, and I'm happy with it. I'm not so thrilled about the stand because I don't use stands. Morgan might use this, but she still touches, like, she uses this whole desk when she's teaching to write stuff down, so it's not perfect, and she'll make too much noise for the kids. Glass. The connector's good. Glad we got that included. It does sound good on a stand, just like the Shure MV7. Picks up a lot of stuff it doesn't need to, but that's just this. You'll have to adapt to that again. And I do recommend this microphone if you don't want to buy a mixer and an XLR input. You don't want to spend the money for a micro like the Shure MV7 USB microphone, and you like this type of microphone style. You like having it far away from your face. You like having it picking up everything. I don't know how it sounds on instruments. I'm not an instrumental person. I can't play the guitar. I can get it. I can get it out, but I don't know if you guys want to do that. Maybe I'll put some B-roll up at the second. But I would recommend it. If you like this sound, if you listen to this and you like the way it sounds, you like how it picks up my slurps, you got to be conscious of that. Just not slurp, you can't hide some coughs, you can't hide breaths, you can't hide burps like the Shure. You can't off camera, it's gonna get it no matter what. So if you like that and you don't mind editing that out or just knowing what you're using it for, by all means, it is good. This is a good microphone. 7 out of 10. Again, I bought both of these. Reluctantly, I've spent 250, 180. I spent $200 with shipping. So I've spent $450 on 2 microphones that I don't know how often I'll use either of them. But again, I think because no one was doing reviews on this, and I was only listening to the Presonus' videos and Sweetwater's and then that Gadget Cage guy, I had such high expectations that out of the box, this was going to make my wildest dreams come true. And it didn't. It's good though. It was not a 10 out of 10. It wasn't 11 out of 10. I will stream with it this week. I'm going to put the Shure to the side and I'm going to stream with this all week whenever I do streams. I'm probably going to stream after this, honestly. And then we'll see how it goes. Overall, still, I would recommend it if you would like it. I bought it from Sweetwater. They give you some candy. Priority shipping. If you do want it overnight, it says to call them before 7. Call them because it's not priority and it takes like 4 days. Overall, I did like it. If you guys like this, if you like the mic reviews, you want more of it from like a non microphone user besides just podcasting, I'm a person of budget. I do this for just a hobby. I don't make a lot of big bucks. If you do like it, like this, subscribe, whatever. I probably won't do a whole lot of this. We have a Patreon page. It supports the podcast, nothing else. It's just to pay for the monthly stuff for the podcast. And we do some cool stuff on there. And if you enjoy that stuff, awesome. Anyway, bye. Oh, as the Celestial Mystery Hour fashion, as always, love ya and God